He locked his daughter in the car and went into a restaurant to grab something, but shortly after he left, 2 modified cars pulled up next to his vehicle. Several masked gunmen got out and headed toward the girl. Sensing danger, the girl quickly got out of the car and tried to run, but the attackers eventually caught her. The girl screamed for her father, only to be met with a brutal punch. Then the leader of the group slowly approached. The terrified girl had no idea who these people were or what they wanted.
I don't have any money, I don't have anything, I don't have...
I want your soul.
Meanwhile, her father was still inside the restaurant, completely unaware of what was happening outside. It wasn't until one of the gunmen raised his weapon that the father realized something was wrong. He rushed out of the restaurant just as the attackers began retreating into their cars. The long-haired gunman who had fired the shot froze in place, visibly shaken. It was clear this was his first time killing someone. Seizing the moment, the father tackled the gunman to the ground and ripped off his mask. A struggle ensued between the two, but before it could escalate further, the sound of police sirens filled the air. The gang leader, realizing they were out of time, ordered his men to flee. The long-haired gunman managed to kick the father off him and attempted to run, only to collide head-on with the arriving officers. He was immediately arrested. The father held his bleeding daughter in his arms, devastated. By the time his wife arrived at the hospital, their daughter was gone. Their once happy family was now shattered. All of this happened simply because the gang leader wanted to test his godson's loyalty, but the nightmare wasn't over. The prosecutor later informed the father that the long-haired man had only confessed to assaulting an officer and resisting arrest. He denied all other charges. Due to insufficient evidence, he would likely face just 3 to 5 years in prison, with the possibility of an even shorter sentence for good behavior. The father was stunned. The man who had murdered his daughter would face only a light punishment. He couldn't accept this outcome. The next day in court, when the judge questioned him, the father made a shocking decision. He withdrew his charges against the long-haired man. If the law couldn't bring justice to the criminals, he would send them to hell himself. With that, the long-haired man was released on the spot. His brother beamed with pride, and even the gang leader came to personally pick him up. The group left the courthouse in high spirits, completely unaware that their fate had already been sealed.